"Hey, old man, you think mopping floors makes you tough? Why don't you step into the ring and show us some skills?" Laughter erupted through the gym. A bucket tipped, the mop handle clattered, but the old janitor didn't flinch. His eyes tired, steady, and strangely calm lifted toward the group of young fighters circling him like sharks. They thought they knew strength. They thought they knew power. But they were about to learn what neither muscles nor pride could ever teach. Before the story begins, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? And if you believe that respect is earned, not demanded, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Jamil Tales. Every click helps us bring you more stories that touch hearts and change minds. The gym smelled of sweat, leather, and ambition. Punching bags swayed, gloves snapped against pads. Young men shouted as they sparred under the watchful eye of their trainer. Coach Mason, in the corner, pushing a mop, worked Elias the janitor. No one paid attention to. He moved slowly, methodically, humming to himself while the rest of the gym buzzed with energy. His grey hair glistened with sweat. His uniform faded. His back slightly bent, but his movements were measured, almost graceful. To the fighters, he was just the cleanup guy. Invisible, disposable. Then came Tyler, the loudest of them all, a rising amateur, fast hands, faster mouth. He'd just won a regional fight, and his ego had doubled overnight. That afternoon, while his friends wrapped up sparring, Tyler noticed Elias scrubbing near the ring. "Hey, old man," he called. "You missed a spot." Elias didn't look up. "It'll be clean in a minute." Tyler grinned, tossing his gloves aside. "You think mopping floors makes you tough? Why don't you step in the ring and show us some skills?" His friends roared with laughter. Mason barked, "Enough. Tyler, leave him alone." But the damage was done. Elias straightened slowly, his calm eyes meeting Tyler's. "I'm just here to work, son," he said softly. "Not to fight." The room chuckled again. Someone muttered, "Scared already?" Tyler stepped closer. "Come on, let's give the kids a show." The trainer tried to step in, but Elias simply raised a hand. "It's all right," he murmured. He folded his mop, set it aside, and quietly removed his jacket. The laughter stopped. Under the faded uniform was a body carved by years of discipline, scarred, sinewy, and steady. Every mark told a story, and suddenly the jokes died in everyone's throat. Tyler scarfed, hiding his nerves. "Those scars won't save you," Mason sighed. "Kid, you're making a mistake." But Tyler was already in the ring, gloves raised. "Come on, janitor," he shouted. "Let's see what you've got." Elias climbed in, slow and deliberate. He didn't stretch, didn't glare, just adjusted his stance like someone who'd done this 1,000 times. The bell rang. Tyler charged. Elias didn't move until the punch was an inch from his face. Then he shifted slightly, letting the strike glide past him. The crowd gasped. Tyler swung again, harder. Another miss, and another. Elias weaved, ducked, and sidestepped with effortless rhythm. It wasn't speed. It was control. Pure, terrifying control. Tyler growled, "Stand still." Elias didn't answer. Then, in one smooth motion, the janitor slipped to the side and landed a single, clean right hook. Tyler dropped. One hit, silence. The gym froze. Elias exhaled, lowered his hands, and quietly stepped out of the ring. He picked up his mop, placed it in the bucket, and said softly, "Respect the floor you fight on. It holds more truth than your fists." He walked away, leaving a room full of open mouths. That night, word spread like wildfire. The janitor knocked Tyler out. "The old guy's a pro. Who is he?" Mason knew. Years ago, Elias Moore had been one of the best middleweight fighters in the country, known for his discipline, his sportsmanship, and his devastating counterpunch. Until one night, during a championship match, a reckless opponent suffered a severe injury. Elias had blamed himself and walked away from fighting forever. He became a ghost in the sport, a legend buried under silence. Until now. The next morning, Elias returned to work like nothing happened. He swept the floor, refilled the soap, straightened the benches. When Tyler walked in, Bruised but humble, he stopped beside Elias. "I'm sorry," the young man said. "I didn't know who you were." Elias smiled faintly. "You don't need to know who I was. You just need to know who you can become." Tyler frowned. "Can you teach me?" Elias looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "Be here tomorrow, early, before the noise starts." At 5 a.m., Tyler arrived. Elias was already there, mopping the mats. "Grab a cloth," Elias said. Tyler blinked. "I thought we were training." "We are," Elias replied. "First lesson, respect the place that teaches you." Tyler cleaned. Every wipe of the mat taught him patience. Every bead of sweat taught him humility. Then came the real lessons: footwork, balance, breathing. Elias never shouted, never boasted. He corrected with calm precision. "Anger is a wildfire," he said once. "It burns quick and leaves ash. Control is water. It flows and never fades." Weeks passed. Tyler changed. He trained harder, spoke softer, listened more. The arrogance melted away, replaced by quiet strength. Other students noticed. They started joining the early sessions. Within a month, the 170 mornings were filled with focused energy. Elias's philosophy spread: discipline before pride, purpose before fame. But peace is always tested. One Friday night, a black SUV rolled up outside the gym. Out stepped Derek, the Anvil King, a viral street fighter known for knockouts, trash talk, and blood. He'd seen clips of the janitor who teaches humility trending online, and his ego couldn't handle it. He stormed in with cameras and crew. "Where's the old man?" he shouted. "I'm here to prove who's real." Mason tried to stop him. "This isn't your kind of fight, Derek." Derek laughed. "Every fight's my kind of fight." The students gathered nervously as Elias appeared from the back, wiping his hands with a towel. Derek pointed. "You're the janitor." "Huh. Tell you what. Exhibition match. No money. No excuses. You win, I'll shut up. I win, I take your name online. Deal." Elias looked around the room at Mason, at Tyler, at the young faces waiting for his answer. He sighed. Tomorrow night. The crowd packed the gym the next evening. Phones up, lights flashing. It felt less like a fight and more like a storm. Elias stepped into the ring wearing plain gloves and a calm smile. Derek bounced on his feet, flexing for the cameras. "You ready, old man?" Derek sneered. Elias nodded. "Ready to clean up the mess you've made?" The bell rang. Derek lunged, fists flying. Elias blocked, dodged, breathed. Each move was art, fluid, controlled. The younger man's power met a wall of experience. Within minutes, Derek's frustration boiled. He roared and swung wide. Elias stepped aside, guided his arm, and sent him tumbling with a subtle shoulder shift. The crowd gasped. Derek scrambled up, red-faced. "You think that's fighting?" Elias replied. "No, this is teaching." He ducked another punch and countered with one precise strike, just one. Derek hit the mat, hard. Silence. Cameras caught every second. The arrogant street fighter lay dazed, staring up at the man he'd mocked. Elias didn't celebrate. He simply waited. "You done?" he asked quietly. Derek nodded, humiliated and stunned. "Why didn't you finish me?" Elias helped him to his feet. "Because hurting you won't make you better. Learning will." The room erupted, not with cheers, but with something deeper, respect. Even Derek bowed his head. "Guess I needed that." From that night on, the gym changed. Elias became more than a janitor. He was a teacher, a mentor, a mirror showing every fighter who they could be if they trained the heart as much as the body. Tyler won his next tournament. When reporters asked about his success, he said, "A janitor taught me how to fight like a man." Derek returned to not for a rematch, but to learn. He swept floors beside Elias, earning every ounce of humility he'd once mocked. And every morning, before anyone arrived, Elias still mopped the mats, not out of obligation, but as a reminder. Greatness, he told Tyler once, isn't about standing above others. It's about keeping the ground beneath you clean. Years later, Mason retired and left the gym in Elias's care. He refused ownership. "I don't need to own it," he said. "I just need to keep it alive." Under his guidance, the gym became a haven for lost youth fighters, students, even street kids. Elias gave them structure, direction, and belief. He wasn't building champions, he was building character. One evening, after locking up, Elias sat outside under the setting sun. Tyler joined him, now older, successful, grounded. "You ever miss the old days?" Tyler asked. Elias smiled faintly. "No, the old days made me who I am, but this," he gestured toward the gym. "This is what makes it worth it." Tyler nodded. "You changed all our lives." Elias looked at him with quiet pride. "No, son, you did by choosing to listen." The night breeze carried the sound of distant laughter, kids sparring inside. New voices filled with hope. Elias stood, picked up his mop, and whispered, "A clean floor, a clean conscience." He walked down the street, the lamplight glinting off the wet pavement. He'd once been a fighter chasing glory. Now he was something greater, a man who taught others how to fight for the right reasons. Before you go, tell us where you're watching from. Drop your city or country in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Jamil Tales. Because every time you do, you help us create more powerful stories about humility, redemption, and the kind of strength that never fades. Remember this, never underestimate anyone because of their job, their age, or their scars. Behind every uniform, there's a warrior. Behind every mop, there's a story. This was Jamil Tales. Until next time, stay humble, stay strong, and keep your soul clean.